Did you miss me?
My name is Dan.
And my name's Rose. Our son Wesley kinda glows. And that's not good, so we suppose we should let it grow.
Hello, it's me. You either don't know me very well, or at all for that matter, or the most likely option here of all of these choices is you know me very well, and our fondest memories were probably shared while I was dressed in a Perry the Platypus PJ suit.
What is that? What is that?
So finger.
Look how ugly that guy was!
In any case, welcome. So, I'm not gonna yank your chain or screw around here. Let's get to the point. We're all here because of the Lorax.
How bad can I possibly be? There's a principle in business that everybody knows is sound. It says to people with the money. Make the devil of it.
Alright, so, much needed backstory here. Me and my dear friend Joey Shirey were in first period social studies when our teacher turned on the Lorax. Now, me being the absolute no-life I am, quickly realized that the trees have fur. And then I felt stupid, because it was like the whole thing about the movie. The trees had fur, and we're gonna cut them down and turn them into Beyonce swag. I turned to my friend Joey, and I'm like, Joey, trees don't have fur. They have leaves. Animals have fur.
You didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved.
And basically this got the cogs turning. More and more thoughts came out, little nitpicking things, details that we noticed, all of which we're going to jump into later and explain those thoughts. What happened basically by the end of the class was it became an inside joke. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just, oh, we're going to joke about the Lorax and how we sound like Matt Pat on crack cocaine. But eventually we got together one summer afternoon, way after school was done, and we watched the Lorax again at about 3 in the morning. We wrote down everything we noticed and speculated more than anyone should about a movie with a tree that takes 96 batteries.
Breaking news, guys. It's me, Dip. We're here in Canibal to talk about many trees with 99 batteries. It's f***ing crazy. There's also police brutality. Shut the f*** up. This is my f***ing editor now. If you saw it. Shut the f*** up.
No, Steve!
I'm doing my job!
Sorry, but you suck at your job, Steve.
I'm gonna f***ing fire you!
Do it, Steve. No balls.
Yes, that is a fact. There is a tree that takes 96 all the trees in Thneedville take 96 batteries exact.
Alright, breaking news again, guys. I seem to have made a mistake.
We told you so.
The batteries, look, they were 96.
We told you.
Shut the f*** up.
No.
They were 96.
Stop recording. Come over here.
Get over here, you!
Of course, the many Lorax jokes and memes on the infamous Tiki Tack did nothing but fuel the fire.
East is north and west is south. I feel like I can never get out. I'm trapped.
Do you love me?
But what kind of theories and ideas were pointed out to us, you may ask? Well, dear viewer, let's jump right into it and make the Godfather Matt Pat proud up in his closet of closetness. I don't know.
Na 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 na. Whoop, bop, ba-da-ba-da-boo, going off to make us need.
So let's get some details out of the way. Major things that are solid set fact, that are literally just noticing a few details. Let's start from the beginning. The Onceler is searching for his perfect need material. Things to note here are simply the fact that he passes through a desert and mentions traveling the whole world, but due to the fact he's never using a boat, we are led to believe that the rest of the world either is still in its weird massive land form, I forget the name of it, I'll pop it up on screen or something goofy, or that he thinks the whole world is just America, because we know it's in America due to the fact that we see American dollar bills in pre-Thneedville, which is a small little village inside of the Truffula forest. So, due to the fact that he passes through a desert, we are led to believe that this takes place somewhere in California, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, or New Mexico, meaning the Onceler and Walter White could be connected somehow. I mean, I'm just putting it out there.
Please, just hear me out, please.
He ends up cutting down the trees and kills everything because he's a stinky rich white guy. That's literally that's what the book's about. Don't like stinky rich white people because they're stinky and rich. While he's doing this, we do see that he has a little 3D model basically on his desk of Thneedville, and probably like a little song somewhere about a musical number for Thneedville that he makes people sing every morning. Mr. O'Hare sees this and basically helps build it. We don't know if it was like he offered or if the Onceler just kind of hired him, but somehow, some way, the Mr. O'Hare knew about it, and he has, and he's helping to build Thneedville. While he's doing that, he gets an idea to sell air, which is shown in a scene in the movie.
Somebody sure made a bundle on that thing. Wonder what the next $1 million invention's gonna be. Yeah, I wonder.
Now, me and Joey believe that he has some sort of air purifying machine in his blimp, and that he is just gatekeeping from everyone else because, well, money. A byproduct of the Thneed factory is smogulous smoke and schloppity schlop. Those are the two main ones, but there are also two other chemicals, basically, which are both shown on a cereal box. They are plastictoids and badotines, which either came from the Onceler and his factory for Thneeds, or Mr. O'Hare and his air purifying machine of goofiness that may or may not exist. Now, due to the fact that the Onceler is like incredibly depressed and out in the middle of nowhere, he was supposed to act as a government for Thneedville, but basically Mr. O'Hare just kind of takes over as he becomes the richest guy in town and thus the most powerful guy in town. That's everything that is solid. That's in the lore somehow. The only thing that really isn't is Mr. O'Hare's magic air machine, which again may or may not exist, but probably does because he needs some way to purify the air. Now, we are going to get into the less solid stuff basically here, such as like, I don't know, the trees.
I've got a cramp in my back and another cramp in my right rump cheek.
So, the trees. the very thing that started this rabbit hole, and one of the easiest by far to understand mentally. The trees aren't trees. I know it doesn't make sense, but just listen to me. There's so much more to it than the fact that they have fur. They don't need soil at all. Just water and sunshine is all the seed needs, as shown when Ted accidentally spills his water on it and Granny finds it and it's already hatching out of its seed. Notice how I said hatching. The seed is hollow. It's incredibly hollow, strangely hollow almost for a seed. Usually they aren't hollow. And it's sprouting right out of the seed. It's like barely hanging on there, and it gets planted by there. We never know what happens to that seed. It could just decompose. It could be still connected for all we know. But yeah, it's just shown bursting out of the seed with just a little bit of water. Now, the seeds strangely just don't show up at all until the Onceler gives a seed to Ted, which I believe is because they're in the fruits. And the way that they spread their seed, basically, is the bears eat the fruits and they spit out the seed, because they will choke on them.
Poke a hole in it. Oh my god, I choked on something! My car! My car! Oh my god! Off!
So, their whole life is planned out. They start in the fruit, they get spat out, they grow, make more fruit. It's a really easy life cycle, and a pretty substantial one, honestly. As long as they don't get cut down, which they end up getting cut down, they can probably last a while with just getting eaten and spat out. But now let's get back into the fur. Some flowers have like fuzz on their stems a little bit. That I know, but they don't have like full-grown fur. This fur is like a lion's mane almost. It's silky and smooth. They constantly describe it through that. Even in songs, they describe it as being silky and buttermilk smooth or whatever. But the thing about fur is it needs to be connected to some sort of meat. It has flesh that it needs to be connected to. It can't just be sprouting out of nowhere. Meaning that underneath all the fur, there's some sort of creature that's just bugging out under there.
Okay, guys, breaking news again. I found my Pokemon from Pokemon Go. My file got corrupted. I don't know what happened. But, they're near Needville. I don't know why the heck they're over there.
They drove through the trees.
Shut up, Timmy.
My name's not Timmy.
Timmy sounds so fucking stupid.
Steve, what the fuck is wrong with you? Take your pills. Damn, Steve. Why?
Now, of course, with that, how does that creature get food? Well, back to the fruit. So, I believe this creature behaves like a Venus flytrap almost, with the fruit being its sweet scents that lures flies in. The bears are shown picking the fruits in groups, not alone, just in groups. Always. They're never shown getting them by themselves, which you can't argue is just because, they aren't tall enough. It's a funny joke. And no, it's not a joke. This isn't a joke anymore. It's likely because they get eaten. If one goes alone, I believe this creature eats that. And the fruit basically works as a way to lure in prey and also spread their seed. So the fruit is basically a double worker here. It's their way to reproduce, and it is also they don't eat when the bears are in packs because they could only get one, and they're out of fear that the other bears would then attack said tree after seeing one of their friends being eaten alive by this tree. There is a baby that yanks a fruit off of a vine while the Onceler's bed is floating down the river. The little baby bear that's like throughout the whole movie basically trying to be the Bob of the bears because Illumination can't get over the minions. he just kind of yanks it because it's hanging really, really low. And so there's no precaution to it. The humans are also, like, never attacked while cutting down the trees or while, like, picking fur off of them. Like, they never get attacked or whatever. That's likely because the creature hiding under there is trying to keep its cover, and also because the human's big. Whatever creature is under there, it probably isn't that much bigger than a human. It's probably like a cat. Like, around the size of a cat, if anything. It's not too big. And even then, it can't really maneuver well. It's attached to a tree. So, I mean, there'd really be no point in attacking a human, you know? It would probably be a lose-lose situation for both parties. So yeah, the truffula trees are likely carnivorous creatures. You read that right. I came to the conclusion very early on while watching that the Lorax was some sort of god. He wasn't mortal or an animal in the sense. He was different. Teleporting, randomly making bears spark up to revive people, and even flying off. What could explain all of that? I mean, the Bible never said, oh yeah, Jesus just kind of like spawned out of a tree with lightning and crap. It was a dope entrance, bro. Totally should have been there. I mean, me and my kids bought tickets just to watch his entrance. We left, like, we didn't watch the show. Like, we didn't get cured or anything. We still had salmonella. We ended up dying, actually. Yeah. No, the Bible doesn't say that. It never says Jesus just spawned out of a freaking tree. Do you know what does talk about events such as spawning out of a tree and having magic lightning powers is mentioned? You know where both of those things are mentioned? Yes, ancient Greek religion, baby.
What will you do, Father? You can no longer hide behind the skirts of Athena.
Athena is dead because of the rage that consumes you, Kratos. What more will you destroy?
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold me. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
Petulant child! I will tolerate your insolence no more!
The connections are pretty clear. I mean, after looking into it, it just made more and more sense. He was birthed from lightning. He used his lightning powers to make two bears spark up and revive the Onceler. But what about the other stuff? Like, you know, controlling the weather. Well, he parts the clouds while floating off. But wait, Zeus can't fly. Well, actually, according to the Heroes and Villains wiki, he can fly wherever the he wants. Twinkle USA adds to the teleporting idea by adding how Zeus can control time, meaning he could have just hit pause and readjusted his position to look like he was teleporting, so to speak. But with the idea of God, there is the idea of religion, almost. So, is there a mention of religion? And if so, how does it tie into the overarching story of the Lorax?
Steve, what did you do? Steve, I don't know. Steve, I don't know what's going on. No, breaking news. Breaking!
It is in my personal belief that the town made some kind of deal with the Lorax. Either he provided protection or food or whatever else you can think of, but the people that live in the Truffula Forest never cut down a tree or are harming the animals. which is unlike human nature entirely. As soon as the Onceler shows up, he wants to cut down the trees, and he does. He cuts down every single one of them. And everything in pre-Thneedville is brick and oak, never the birch wood that a truffula tree is shown having. There is no proof of contact with the Lorax, though, so how would they know not to cut down the trees? There is a religion. We never see any crosses or Stars of David, so I think it's safe to assume that they follow the Lorax and his ways, almost as if the Lorax is the Pope or something. Either way, they worship Lorax in a sense. They follow his ways and his teachings and don't strive from his set-out path. I don't know if there's Lorax hell or heaven then, but I mean, there very well could be. Either that, or while cutting down a tree, they got scared by the Lorax just showing up. They got scared straight into Bible camp, you could say. I mean, could you imagine cutting down a tree with your dog, and then this orange beast just appears out of a lightning storm and tells you, don't cut down trees?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
To get this out of the way, because of how freaked out it makes me. Just absolutely freaked out and confused. The animals in the Lorax are bears, geese, or swans, as the I Love Nature demo calls them. Fish, cats, donkeys, and what I assume is a fox around the Onceler's mom's neck. Nothing else, nothing more. But there is one strange thing. These creatures are not normal creatures. As I mentioned before, they all appear vegan, only eating the fruit off of the truffula trees. Even friendly with creatures that they should be hunting. The bears and fish never are shown with some sort of hatred for each other, even though bears are known for hunting salmon. Fish. They're all also shown with this strange sense of intelligence. They're not stupid. They're far from it. They're definitely not super advanced, but some of the animals are. The donkey seems to completely understand English and, not communicate with the Onceler, but he'll shake his head yes or no to some of the things that the Onceler says. Another thing I found just now while going over the footage and editing it.
I have crippling depression.
In the Onceler's Traveling Madness original demo, he speaks to the donkey, and it is clear that the donkey acknowledges him. I'll just kind of let it play.
And I will have separate grandchildren, and we will say to them, Melvin, look, I'm playing my guitar upside down. Don't look at me like that.
Right there, don't look at me like that, meaning that the donkey clearly is like, what the frick is going on with you, dude? You're going insane. This next part is what broke me completely. When all of pre-Thneedville comes out and praises the Thneed and basically gives all their cash to the Onceler, the cat, there's a cat, and this cat is shown singing. It is not just speaking English, it is singing in English.
There was this cat I knew back home where I was bred. He never listened to a single thing his mother said. He never used a litter box, he made a mess in the house. That's why they sent him to a vet to cut up out his bow. Boy, that wasn't fun. Fun. But less is more. They make
the vocal range. You know how much you have to do to be able to sing with like a full group like that? That's crazy. And this cat can just do it. Me and Joey saw this. Let's just say that was our breaking point. We absolutely lost it. At this rate, we just knew something was up with the animals. There's not much to go off of it. It's just, for some reason, the animals all seem really intelligent. And it's something just to point out, basically. The Cactus Theory is pretty simple to understand. It's not too complicated. My idea is that the Truffula Forest is an overgrown oasis of sorts, explaining why there was only one small village there and why the trees were not cut down sooner by someone else. They were just unavailable, since an oasis is a body of, like, fresh and good soil with water and trees and grass and everything that's surrounded by a desert.
No shit.
The reason why I believe that it's an overgrown oasis is because the Onceler is shown traveling through a desert, but he's never shown getting on, like, the other side of that desert. Also, the Onceler is shown having a cactus
He said it! He said it!
at his home near the end of the movie when he starts to replant the truffula seeds. And this could also help to explain why the animals seem strangely intelligent. They possibly grew more intelligent due to the lack of humans around, or the Lorax maybe taught them in his weird religion, making this oasis a Mount Olympus of sorts, or even a Garden of Eden.
Meaning the Onceler is the snake from the Bible. That's why he dresses in green. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. The Lorax is Jesus Christ!
Behold, the power of an angel!
But to take a full 360 full turn, the people of Thievedville might be cannibals.
We tired of playing with your ass!
Granny is shown eating jello, but you need bones, and there aren't any animals in Thievedville as previously established. So where else do you get bones? Well, why not your dead neighbor? I mean, he isn't using them anymore. I hope. Counter-argument is the chemicals. It is possible that the chemicals left over from all the pollution opened up many scientific doors, which could also explain why they have stuff like orange juice and paint without the necessary materials. The badotines and plastic toys and smogulish smoke and schloppity schlop could all come together and create it.
Hello, it is Joseph Fart Shirey coming from the own comfort of my own home to bring you my exclusive theory. I know. But first, allow me to fill my contractual obligation. The sponsor of today's video is water. Drink it or die. Now that I've done the theory, we understand that Mr. O'Hare lives in the town near all the truffle trees. This is before all they were cut down and everything. We know this because when Thievedville is being constructed, Mr. O'Hare is there helping construct. He's helping lay down roads. Now this is a bit of a stretch, but I believe that one of Ulysses O'Hare's relatives was a ruler of what I'm going to call pre-Thievedville, because we see in one scene where all the townspeople come to give money for exchange for Thneeds. There's a man on the bill that looks suspiciously like Mr. O'Hare. He's got the hair, he's got the face shape, he's got a little bit of everything. What I think is that the ruler, the mayor, the president, the governor, whatever, the ruler of Thneedville is passed down generation to generation. Because we can see in the future, Mr. O'Hare has almost complete control over the town. He has henchmen or bodyguards. He has, the walls that close everyone in.
He even has cameras. Now, what kind of citizen would have those things? No, not possible. Not in our world, at least. Not here in the great USA. Now, to wrap up my speech, is that the ruler of the land, or whatever, is a family business passed down by generation to generation. Just like my massive mankind.
Back to you, Alejandro.
Conclusion? Well, the conclusion is that the Lorax might be considered a biblical story that ancient Greek believers can watch for fun. Or that none of this mattered and it was simply done for fun. Which is totally true. At the end of the day, the Lorax is just a Lorax. He isn't Zeus. But it's fun to theorize and overanalyze things. And honestly, I would love to do this again. I've had a lot of fun writing the script and recording and editing. It's not boring in any way. If you have any more movies that I could look into, let me know. I mean, I sure would, and I'd sure overanalyze them and try to find any weird, kooky things that I can. Until that time, remember not to let corporate greed overtake your life. And stay safe. Also, watch the Lorax, please, for the love of God. They have a gun to my...
We did it. What do you think?
I'm just gonna go to bed. Breaking news! Again, probably. My voice actor is dead!
Oh, he isn't, Steve.
What do you mean, Patricia?
My name's not Patricia.
Oh, oopsies. What the?
Oopsies.
What is your name? Actually, hold that thought. I don't give a f.
Well, okay then. Well, Steve, if you were dead, how are you here now?
This is a pre-recorded message.
I'm talking to you, Steve. This isn't pre-recorded.
Fuck.